Lord has spoken. Last wealth transfer. Now the Lord, he repeated himself when he said this. Now when the Lord repeat himself, take heed. Thus saith the Lord, this is the final state of plentiful supplies being given from the Lord. Remember that it is the Lord who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food. This all ties into the new way order. We are in the last stretch. The Lord is blessing us to be a blessing. And he brought up the story in Genesis 41 of Joseph when he interprets Pharaoh's dream of 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. Famine is coming. None like the world has ever seen or will ever see. The Lord said, 7 years of godly riches far outweighs several hundred years of ungodly gain. For the wicked knoweth not what to do without riches, while the righteous overflows in blessings. To a righteous man, riches are only another blessing from the Lord. The righteous will inherit the land as promised by the Lord. Psalms 37, starting at verses 3. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Verses 9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. Verse 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Verses 22, it says, for such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. Verse 29, the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. Verses 34, wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. If you guys know the story about Joseph, I'm just give y'all a quick little review. Joseph, basically, when he was 17 years old, he had a dream, basically, that he was going to be a ruler and that he was going to have all of these great things, right? And that he saw in his dream that his older brothers were bowing down to him, right? And when he told his brothers this, they were scoffing like, you must be out of your mind. And they sought to kill him at first, but then one of their brothers, I believe it was Simeon, he was like, we ain't gonna kill him, just throw him like into a pit. And then they was like, you know what, let's just sell him. So then he sold into slavery, everything, but then he became master over the house. But then his master's wife lied. He tried to basically rape me. So he was thrown into jail. He interpreted the dreams of some people that were in jail, right? They worked in Pharaoh's house, and Pharaoh threw them in jail because of like wicked deeds. One of the servants of Pharaoh, Joseph told him like, yeah, you're gonna be restored to Pharaoh. And then the other servant, he said, yeah, you're gonna be killed. It came to pass. When Joseph interpreted the dream for the cupbearer, I believe, he told him, you get out there on the outside, tell him about me, let him know what's up. But when the guy got out of jail, he forgot about Joseph. Then Pharaoh, he ended up having a dream. Nobody could interpret his dream. He sent in so many people. Psalms 41 verse 11, it says, but this I know that thou favorest me, because mine enemy doth not triumph over me. But then the cupbearer remembered Joseph. Hold on. I remember somebody that can interpret dreams, because when I was in jail, like, this guy interpreted my dream and said I was going to be back right with you. And look, I'm right back with you. Pharaoh sent for Joseph out of the prison. He said, can you interpret my dream? He gave him the dream. Joseph interpreted the dream, and it was so. He became like Pharaoh's second, right-hand man, right? And I gotta be honest, y'all. I can't get on here and lie, and I can't get on here and sugarcoat. Y'all know I gotta keep it a buck with you. When I first read the story of Joseph and Pharaoh and everything that his brothers did to him, I so badly wanted Joseph to overthrow Pharaoh. Even though Pharaoh ain't do nothing wrong to him, but it was just my mind. Glory be to God. That's why the Lord, you have to have the Lord search your heart. What's in your heart, for real? But the Lord had to deal with me in this area. I wrote it down what he said, so I'm reading to you. Although Joseph was under Pharaoh, all that was Pharaoh's was in his hand. And he reminded me of Luke 6:40. He said, students are not greater than their teacher, but the student who is fully trained will be like his teacher. All throughout the Bible, we read about a master and his servant, a master and his servant. And when we come to the final conclusion of the whole matter, it's talking about the Lord and us. And Aisha, it ain't about shaking your fist at the naysayers saying, I told you so. At the end of the matter, Joseph was like, you meant it for evil, but the Lord meant it for good. That sort of humility is what the Lord is looking for in this time. Humble yourself and stay under God's protection. This is not a wealth transfer so that we may boast and we may say to the naysayers like, I told you so. This was really in my heart because I just felt like so many times I just been, just counted out. Like I've been giving so much of myself, my time, my resources to where I've been left completely depleted. And now it's like I've been in a mindset of like arrogant, prideful, very prideful, instead of being humble. Joseph, he had all power and authority given unto him by Pharaoh to do as he pleased with Pharaoh's wealth, just like the Lord has given us all power and authority to do as we please with his wealth. But at the end, he gonna ask, what did you do? Just like he told the story of the parable with the master and the servants, where he gave one servant 5, another servant 2, and the other servant 1. The one with the 5 got 10, the one with the 2 brought 4, but the one with the 1, what did you do with the blessings that I gave you? What did you do with the resources that I gave you? Like, were you using it as a means to make yourself look good, or were you using it to enhance my kingdom? Because again, like I said, the Lord had to deal with me. I didn't understand that was in my heart. And it's like, it ain't about that. Like, that's the most arrogant mindset you can have. Humble yourself, baby. It's the thing. You can be humble in so many areas of your life, but the Lord searches your heart. And I'm just a messenger.